Alright, so you read the title, you're probably a little bit confused, and it might take me a few seconds to get to the point, so please follow me here. You guys remember this iconic regular season game between the Warriors and the Thunder, right? We all remember that. You may or may not remember what happened at halftime when Draymond Green and Steve Kerr got into a verbal altercation where the police had to be involved, they had to be separated, it was all that. And you guys remember the iconic line that Draymond said in that, confrontation.
He was yelling and screaming, "I am not a robot. I know I can play. You have me messed up right now. If you don't want me to shoot, I won't shoot the rest of the game."
It was hilarious at the time, and it's still hilarious to this day. But if you guys don't remember this as well, that was Steve Kerr. I don't know if it was one of his first, but Steve Kerr was just coming back from a back surgery, I believe. Luke Walton was coaching the team. They were 39-4. Draymond Green was playing freely. He was shooting the ball. He was able to do whatever he wanted to do on the court. He was able to play basketball and have fun. Steve Kerr came back and he wanted Draymond Green to do what he wanted Draymond Green to do. He wanted him, in Draymond's words, to be a robot. And if your coach is telling you, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot, you're gonna lose confidence no matter how confident you are. And Draymond and Steph and the Warriors offense in a lot of ways is very robotic, right? So that brings me to last night, where the Warriors get a big win on the road in Minnesota. No Draymond, Steph plays amazing, Trayce Jackson-Davis has his best game of the year, Pods has a great game. But after the game, Steve Kerr went up and gave this weird pointed quote about how the young guys need to look for Steph. This is what he said.
You pass the ball, because you pass it 2 or 3 times, the defense is scrambling, all hell breaks loose. So it's a choice. We can either do that and win games, or we can shoot, a whole bunch of 15-foot contested shots in the middle of the shot clock and be a lousy NBA team. It's up to us, and we are hammering that point home with our team. Thank you.
And inherently, he is right. But I don't think people need to be told to look for the greatest shooter of all time. I think people kind of know that, and they know that enough, right? There are some extreme cases like Kelly Oubre back in the day would just ignore Steph all the time. That's not really what's happening. But then Pods had this response to a reporter asking him about what Steve Kerr said.
Steve ended his press conference by talking about, how some of the young players on the team are still learning how to play with Steph. Some shots early in the shot clock are not good shots. We need to pass the ball. That's what you do when you have Steph Curry on your team, that kind of thing. When you hear that message, what do you think?
I don't really think I just play. When I'm out there, if I'm open, I shoot it. If not, I make play. I don't really look too much into, I know we have Steph Curry on the court, and if he's open, I'm going to throw the ball to him. But yeah, I don't really look in too deep into those messages.
And if you look in the comments of that post, all you see is, man, this guy's arrogant, get him off the team. Does he know who Steph is? Guys want to play basketball. But if I'm Pods and I know Steve Curry's the coach, I'm supposed to listen to him, but I'm trying to play basketball. I know Steph Curry is Steph Curry, but if I have an open shot, I'm gonna take it. If I have an open lane to the rim, I'm gonna take it because I'm a basketball player. I'm not a robot, as Draymond Green was saying. I don't think Pod said anything wrong. He has the utmost respect for Steph Curry, but we've seen it. We just seen it with Jordan Poole. You need someone that ignores Steph Curry sometimes. You need someone that can go do something on their own sometimes. And the Warriors always try to stray away from players that play basketball. They want robots, right? And trust me, I understand it. Steph Curry is my second favorite player of all time. I understand what works around him. I understand the give and go, the relocate. I understand all that. But what Steve Kerr just said is not helpful at all. It's not helpful at all. Now, Steph Curry had a quote about being decisive and all that, playing with confidence. Steph Curry's quote was a little bit more lenient, right? Because it's telling you, if you got a lane, take it. If you got a shot, take it. Be decisive, right? Cool. Steve Kerr is almost coaching more indecisiveness, right? I'm Kuminga. I get the ball. I could beat my man right here. I could beat my man one dribble layup, but get it to Steph. Get it to Steph. I'm Brandon Pajimski. I have a wide open pull-up 15-footer. No one in sight. No one near me. I worked on this shot all summer. Turn it down, turn it down, turn it down. Where's Steph? Where's Steph? And if you watch the Warriors offense, when it breaks down, it's because they're all standing around looking for Steph and not just playing basketball. Maybe I'm being dramatic, maybe I am, but if I was a Warriors fan and I heard these quotes, I would be alarmed about our chances of ever getting number 5. I really would, because the Warriors are stuck in this system. and they keep going back and forth, but really we know they want to play this way. Steph Curry wants to play this way, Steve Kerr does, Draymond Green wants to play this way. Their own little basketball, exclude everybody else, right? That's what they want to do. And if you're Kuminga, again, Kuminga, there's a lot of blame you could put on his shoulders for not being better by now. But what are we doing? What are we doing? Like a week ago, it was Kuminga's in the starting lineup. We got to see what he really has. You know, if he's going to be this player, he has to take this step. Back to the bench. Now Kuminga, don't take any mid-range shots. Just give the ball to Steph. What are we doing here? There's so much mixed messaging that you almost feel bad for Kuminga at this point because he doesn't even know exactly what he's supposed to do. And if you want him to be this player that you want him to be, this, you know, crazy valuable asset that you won't trade, that you also won't give starter minutes to, he's going to make some mistakes. That's part of the process. And to be extremely clear, I don't think Steve Kerr's comments were meant for Podziemski at all, right? But that attitude Podziemski had is the correct attitude. If they were for him, right? That's exactly how you should feel. His comments were really made for Kuminga. And Steve Kerr just keeps doing this with Kuminga, and Steve Kerr is right. Kuminga does have to be smarter. He does have to look at Steph more. But he also has to be himself. He also has to be on the court, not overthinking it. And this comment just makes him overthink it even more. It makes him even more, you know, less willing to go be amazing on the court. And that's what you actually need. You need someone to be dynamic and explosive, getting to the rim and creating his own shot. That's what you need, Steve Kerr. So if you want to coach him to be Andre Iguodala, just trade him, right? Just trade him. And it's also such a false premise because that Steph Curry stuff doesn't really work anymore. That is relying on the defense to break down. You need someone that can break down the defense, right? And even if we look at last night and how Steph Curry closed out that game, it wasn't like, oh, this elite ball movement and you see the right play being made. It was the Wolves being stupid, acting like they've never seen Steph Curry play. It was lazy defense by Julius Randle. And yes, the Warriors can beat a lot of teams like that. But if the Warriors are trying to get where they need to go, they need Kuminga to be able to be special, not be Andre Iguodala. So I'm not saying Steve Kerr is wrong that Kuminga needs to play smarter, but I think saying this actually can only be a negative. There's no way that is a positive, right? In the long-term outcome, maybe he makes one more right play or two more right plays, but now he's more scared to make a great play. He's more scared to attack the rim or more scared to get into his easy little 10-foot pull-up mid-range bag because Steve Kerr told him, that's not what we do. That's not what we do. We just pass the ball around and hopefully a team messes up and Steph Curry can get a 30-footer. That's what we do. That's what we do. If you have a good shot, you don't take it. You don't take it until Steph Curry gets a great shot. That sounds good in theory, although a lot of these Steph Curry shots end up not being great shots. That sounds good in theory, but again, dudes are basketball players. They're not robots. So I understand what Steve Kerr is saying. Don't make it seem like I'm not understanding what he's saying. I'm saying there's no positive that comes out of that. You think Jonathan Kuminga doesn't know who Steph Curry is? He also thinks he can be a special player and needs the room to be that. You also told him last week, go be that, go be a star, and then you bench him. So the mixed messaging is crazy. I understand a lot of people are gonna be upset in the comments of this video, but I do know these guys aren't robots. As Draymond Green said, I'm not a robot. But go ahead and let me know why I'm wrong in the comments. Let me know that nobody should ever shoot the ball when Steph Curry's on the court. Let me know all that down in the comments. We just hit 6K. Thank you guys so much for getting me to 6K on the road to 7K. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.